Welcome to NIOS. Today we will cover fourth part of chapter 8. I hope you will enjoy watching this video. In our previous video lesson, we discussed the following topics. We understood the concept of satyagraha and also the non-violence to oppose the foreign rule. We also understood about Champaran and Kheda movement. Also, we learnt about the beginning of the non cooperation movement and Gandhiji's role in it. Also, we learnt about the important events during the independence movement, like the Simon Commission, Nehru Report, and Dandi March. Dear learners, most Indians had started opposing the British rule in India due to their wrong policies. The young generation of Indians was especially against the British policies. They believed that Indians could not get freedom through peaceful means. Therefore, these people adopted violent methods to oppose the British rule in India. Therefore, they were called as revolutionaries who formed many secret societies to carry activities against British. Now let us try to understand about the methods adopted by these revolutionaries. These revolutionaries committed robberies and dacoities to collect money for their activities. Weapons were robbed by them for their use against British government, and an unpopular British officer attacked and killed by them. And the main centers of these revolutionaries were at these six places. The first is Punjab, the second is Maharashtra, the third is Bengal, fourth is Bihar, fifth is UP, and sixth is Orissa. Do you know the names of some famous Indian revolutionaries? Few of the famous Indian revolutionaries were Khudiram Bose, V.D. Savarkar, Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev, and many others played a very important role in Indian independence movement. In the year 1925, the Kakori conspiracy was planned by Ram Prasad Bismil, Ashfakullah Khan, and others. They were members of an organization called the Hindustan Republic Association. Let us now know about the incident in detail now. In the Kakori conspiracy, a train was robbed to collect the money so that they can buy weapons. Kakori is a place name. It is located near Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. Dear learners, in the year 1928, Hindustan Socialist Republican Association HSRA was found by Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, Batukeshwar Dutt, and other revolutionaries. You must be aware about the name of a famous revolutionary, Bhagat Singh. Let us know more about his contribution to Indian freedom movement. On 8th April in the year 1929, Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt, they threw a bomb inside the Legislative Assembly. They did so to oppose the passing of the Public Safety Bill and Trade Dispute Bill. They did this to oppose those bills. It is important to note that they raised the slogan of Inqilab Zindabad or Long Live the Revolution. Their main aim was to spread the message of revolution among the Indians. Later, Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, and Rajguru, they were hanged in the year 1931. However, the sacrifice of these brave young men did not go waste, and they became symbols of independence and national unity. Dear learners, another important feature of the Indian freedom struggle was the growth of socialist ideas in Congress party. Socialism is the concept of equality among different sections of the society. Farmers and workers who had been exploited for a long time started demanding equal rights. The main demands of the farmers were to end the zamindari system and reduce the land tax, while the workers or laborers asked for improving their working conditions. Few important socialist leaders were M. N. Roy, Abani, Abani Mukhopadhyay, P. C. Joshi, and Nalini Gupta. It is important to note that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was a supporter of socialist movement. He was deeply impressed by the ideas of Karl Marx. When Nehru became the president of Congress in the year 1936, he declared that the solution to India's problem lies in socialism. He also believed that all the people should be treated equally and there should be no difference on the basis of religion, language, class, or caste, etc. Learners, do you know that another famous Indian leader, Subhash Chandra Bose, also supported socialism? However, he left Congress and formed a new party called as the Forward Bloc. It is important to note that the policy of divide and rule adopted by the East India Company proved dangerous for India, as it created a feeling of suspicion and hatred among the Hindus and Muslims. We should remember that before the coming of British to India, both Hindus and Muslims had lived together for many centuries. When the feelings of nationalism became strong in the country, The British used the policy of divide and rule to maintain their rule in the country. During the revolt of 1857, the British had become enemies of Muslims as they thought that Muslims were primarily responsible for the revolt. However, British policy towards Muslims changed with time and they started to favor them. Learners, the British government tried to set Indians against one another on the basis of religion. In this way, they weakened the unity of Indians. Finally, this policy led to the formation of All India Muslim League in the year 1906. We already know that Morley Minto reforms of 1909 led to beginning of separate electorates. According to this, only Muslims could fight elections in the Muslim majority areas. Thus, Hindus could vote for Hindus and Muslims could vote for Muslims only. The British tried to create differences between not only Hindu and Muslim but also between different sections of Hindu society. To do this, they declared the communal awards in the year 1932. According to this policy, separate electorates and reservation of seats was done for the lower castes. Separate electorate for lower castes mean that in those areas where the population of lower castes was in majority, only members of their community could stand in elections. Learners, do you know that later separate electorates were made for Sikh, Europeans, Anglo-Indians, and Indian Christians also. This was very ugly policy and led to creating differences between different sections of the Indian society. As it destroyed the feeling of unity and nationalism. The final result of this policy was the two-nation theory. Two-nation theory. Can you guess what does it mean? I will tell you. Two-nation theory meant that India was not one nation, and Hindu and Muslims could not live together. This finally led to the demand of creating a new country for Muslims called Pakistan. And the demand for Pakistan was indirectly supported by the British. Mahatma Gandhi was not in favor of partition of country, but there was no other solution. In the name of religion, violence and loot was taking place all over the country. As the British policy of divide and rule had become successful, finally India gained independence on 15th August in the year 1947. However, the country was divided into two parts and a new country of Pakistan was born. Learners, let us now revise what we have learnt in this video. Initially, we discussed about the meaning and rise of revolutionaries in India. We also discussed about the methods adopted by them to achieve independence. We learnt about important revolutionaries like Bhagat Singh. Also, we learnt rise of socialism in the country. Also learnt about the policy of divide and rule that led to the formation of Muslim League. And also we learnt about separate electorates and their impact on the Indian freedom struggle. So this was the summary. You can give your feedback at email ID signlanguage@nios.ac.in. For more information, you can visit our website www.nios.ac.in. That is all for today. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.